Hi folks, Eric Olson with River Valley Power and Sport out of Red Wing, and today we're going to show you a little bit about what makes a difference with the Competitor 205 from AlumaCraft. And one of the first things that you take a look at, it's the hull itself. Any boat can be in the water and you can fish out of it, but what makes a difference is how the construction makes a difference in the ride, how the construction makes a difference in how wet you are, and how fishable it is. So let's start out with really one of the headliners for the AlumaCraft brand, which is the 2XB design of the hull. What does that mean? That means from chine, this is the chine, all the way to the other side chine, they have two thicknesses of aluminum that are sandwiched together, and then the keel is attached underneath it. So really what it does, it gives kind of like a unibody construction. So if you hit a quartering wave, the hull stays solid, and it feels almost like a fiberglass boat in that basic wave impact side of it. What is the other benefit that they have? Well, they've added an actual shaped chine. This has a curve to it, so it actually throws the water down. So you've got wave impact, you've got comfort in ride, but you also have the ability to have a dry ride as well. The Competitor, if you look at it in comparison to a Trophy, is a lower profile side. Obviously in the 205 it doesn't look low profile, but what that means is it's going to be fishable. You're going to be reaching over the side, you're releasing fish, catching fish, and it's easily accessible to get down and fish and cast as well from the front deck. So moving to the back of the boat, what you're going to find is the fact that we use in this construction a gull wing design. You'll see it's a very shaped contour with the hull, and really what that does is several things. Number one, it gives you wave carrying capability. It pushes that wave down. Number two, it's going to give you ride. So instead of impacting a solid flat hull, it's going to deflect the wave and act like a cushion. And the third thing it really helps with as well, it's not a pad hull, meaning a flat spot in the hull. If you drift fish, in other words, if you let the boat drift sideways, this design is going to slow the drift down and give you more control. In the bigger waters where you need to have a slower drift, you can't quite troll forward into it, this really is a big advantage in the hull itself. So all in all, construction-wise, between the 2XB, the gull wing design, the reverse chine construction with the external chines, it's a pretty amazing boat just in the hull itself. Let's jump in and take a look at what makes the inside of the 205 different as well. Now we're inside this massive fishing platform that is the AlumaCraft 205 Competitor. And what you're going to see is the front end of this boat is, to use the word ginormous, would probably be an understatement. We've got two side-by-side seating configurations, so you can literally sit two people back to back and fish off both sides of this boat. If you want to control it from the back of the boat, or if you want to have the front to yourself, casting from muskies and whatever else, the space is here, and it is a massive front deck. So you have three full seating positions. You have a live well, you have a dry storage compartment here as well, and the lids are all double reinforced, so they are not flexing when you walk on them in that very disconcerting feel you have on a lot of other boats. You'll see that you have shocks on the lids, which is also a nice feature, which will hold the compartments open, and these are also locking compartments. Endless options for bow mounts. We like to customize to what you feel is important to your needs. That's why we don't offer these as a, here's what you get on this package. We will dial in the bow mount, the trolling motor, power, the batteries if you want 24 or 36 volts. Or the other thing too is, do you want a 5-bank charger, you want a 4-bank charger? And yes, they do have new 5-bank chargers out, so just in case you were wondering if I was wrong on that one. What else do we do that's a difference? We add mesh netting to the front of our boats. It's nice to add that storage pieces and parts that you don't want to have under deck, and you want easy, quick access to them. So kind of a neat deal. What else is important in a fishing boat? Rod storage. You gotta have rod storage, and this is a massive compartment. You're literally gonna be able to probably put in, I would say probably 14 rods in here. If you use a rod cover, rod slick, whatever, you can double up in the tubes. They're big enough to do that. So super nice feature, as well as underneath this compartment is where we have the battery storage. So you'll have 24 or 36 volts of storage underneath, out of the way, easy access. if you need to get them. So let's move to the back deck. One of the cool things about this whole boat is storage places that you wouldn't expect. Here's one for you. Tackle storage, but guess what? This is also removable. You can take it out, empty it out, and you're good to go. And that is also locking. When you're looking at sitting in the boat itself, this is another important thing. You're going to be looking for fish a lot, and having access to electronics, whatever you so choose, you can put up to a 12 on the dash here, not a problem, and you're going to be able to really have this as your control center, not a problem at all. Stereo has been upgraded. We have USB ports here, the standard gauging package. It's also available with other gauging packages if you so choose to order out a boat, and that's also an option. Full aerator complement. It's auto as well as manual. And of course the recirculating live well at the same time, bilge, lights, navigation, and master power switch. Storage under deck is massive as far as the gunnels, and this is a nice area too. What you're going to find, you can stand up here and walk around the deck and be able to fish at the same time. So really having a complete fishing platform in the back, whether you're pitching jigs, throwing crankbaits, throwing massive musky lures, this boat has the options that are going to give you that ability, and a really large back compartment. If there's only two of you, remove the other seat and you're good to go. Storage, got a cooler right here. This is going to be your battery storage, power steering pump, and your rear live well. This happens to be the bait well portion of it. It extends to the other side. So you have a full, massive live well to access whatever catch you're after. Also back seat position, which is kind of nice, whether or not you want to use a folding seat or you want to use a butt seat, either one works well. Last but not least, this is pretty cool. You could use this as a rod storage area. It'll fit up to, I believe, a 9.5-foot rod. And for those musky guys, I fully understand. You need places for those rods. Glove compartment on the passenger side, you're going to find it is also quite large and easy to access. The hinges themselves are extremely durable, which is also a major hassle in many cases. So realistically, when you look at what we have within the 205, it is a true fishing platform. It is a family platform as well. You can get 4 seats in here. You can put a jump seat if you so choose. Whatever you're looking for to complement family trips, hardcore fishing trips, this boat will do it. Another important feature of any boat package is making sure the trailer is matched up to the boat properly. And one of the things we do is we don't scrimp on the selection of trailers that we put with the AlumaCraft boats. There's a number of selections you could make. We really want to make sure that that trailer is going to work for you now and many years down the road. So what are some key things that are important on the trailer? Number one, swing tongue. This is a bigger boat, so we hope we can get this into some larger garages, but the swing tongue definitely helps with that, which is nice to have. Obviously you have brakes, both axles, which is nice. Spare tire comes with it. And what you're going to find is that the outer of the trailer is coated with something similar you'd spray your pickup truck bed with, so it really prevents and reduces the amount of that pesky rust that would come through, and that really is a nice added feature to it. All the wheels have bearing buddies, so you can simply pump that with a shot or two of grease every 4 or 5 times out. You're good to go. It's got the steel fenders. It has guide-ons. Those windy days when it gets difficult to load, that's there as well. You have an external steps on both sides, as well as the fact that, which is kind of a silly thing, but ratchet strap tie-downs are awesome. So basically, all you're doing is pushing it in, releasing it, and you're pulling this off, drop it down, pull it back up when you want to go. You're ready to rock and roll. Ratchet tie-down straps, it's a silly thing, but it's a really nice addition to the trailer setup. So really, when we match the trailers at River Valley, we make sure that we put a high-end trailer with the boat and make it easier for you to tow it down the road. Let's take a look at the outboard and see what we got there. So powering the 205 competitor, there's a lot of options you can go with. And one of the things that we looked at was what's going to be the best option for power, including performance, maintenance, and all the above things that are going to be important to fishing. 250 Pro XS Merc really kind of owns that factor. It really does. We're looking at 250 horsepower. The Pro XS side is really giving you an additional 10% over that horsepower that's stated on the engine, which is allowed by the Coast Guard, which is going to be about 272 horsepower, right in that area. Max performance. What else does it do? Well, this big V8, that's right, it's a V8, is going to give you whole shot performance. So really, any outboard you're going to deal with is, displacement is everything. And there's no replacement for displacement. So this being a 4.5 liter engine, you're having a lot of displacement, gives you great whole shot, good performance in rough water, but also you're not overworking the engine when you back off and you want the fuel economy, because it is one of the leaders in the fuel economy in this class, and in fact in every class that it's been out there. So what else is important about the Pro XS? Well, number one, you've got the ability to have a different exhaust system that keeps it separate from the crankcase. Different than anybody else out there. Why is that important? It doesn't degrade the oil with the heat from the engine exhaust pipe. Big thing. That's a major thing. Maintenance is important as well. The cowling has a tip-up lid that lets you check the oil very easily. Everyone else, you have to pull the cowling off. So you can check your oil and be sure that your engine is running in tip-top condition. This one has power steering on it, which is a Mercury innovation for their own engines. It's designed for that engine. Power steering is awesome, as well as fly-by-wire. They call it DTS, or digital throttle and shift. So there are no moving cables. It's all done electronically and been used for a number of years. So all in all, when you're looking at powering the rig and having a perfectly matched setup for fishing, recreating, towing, whatever you want to do, the Pro XS 250, competitor 205, it truly is a match. So for more information, you want to check this boat as well as any of the other AlumaCrafts or any brands that we carry, check us out at River Valley Power and Sport. We're in Red Wing. My name's Eric. I hope this helped you, and maybe it'll spur some thought process and give us a call. We can help you out. Not a problem. Have a good one.